Ladies and gentlemen, does anyone on the planet believe that Joe Biden really wants to be president? Does anyone believe this? Joe Biden himself probably wants this to end. He wants to give all his delegates to Hillary Clinton. Why do you think this is taking place, ladies and gentlemen? Who does this benefit? Who does impeachment benefit politically? Does it benefit Biden? Who does the Steele dossier benefit politically? What about the Mueller probe? What about Peter Strzok saying we'll stop Trump? Did the Russians take the presidency away from Biden? Are the Russians helping Biden? No, they're helping Bernie Sanders, and they also, I guess, helped Tulsi Gabbard, apparently, according to Hillary Clinton. And then the Russians are helping Trump, and they're helping Bernie Sanders, and they're helping Jill Stein. So there you go. There you go. Eric H526, Luke St. Martin, hello. This is a charade, and I swear I cannot believe people are taking this seriously. This is a political machine. A political machine that is simply, hello, Jack in New Zealand, hello. This is a political machine simply doing what Tammany Hall in the 1800s in New York did. It's a political machine ensuring that their candidate, Hillary Clinton, becomes nominee. Now, Trump on Twitter, this is kind of hilarious. This is why Trump is so hilarious. He's like, they're staging a revolt against Bernie. Now, do you think that Bernie Sanders says something like this? No, he wouldn't dare. He wouldn't dare say anything like this. Hello, Dining to Die, hello. He would never, ever, for watching in Nepal, hello, thank you for always watching. He would never say anything like this. So if they're staging a revolt against Bernie, and then you get the usual, no, they're not, but you're doing really bad things. It's going to be either Bernie or Biden. We must listen to the will of the people here. And then it's Trump is trying to deceive Bernie supporters. Bernie still has a chance at his nomination, and I'll vote for him if he gets it. It's like, no, this is not happening in the way that you think. Look, let's just recap what took place. Okay, you had Bill de Blasio running. Okay, on what planet would Beto O'Rourke, Bill de Blasio, and Kirsten Gillibrand win the presidency? On what planet, ladies and gentlemen, has anyone in the known universe ever said, I really think Bill de Blasio would be a great president? That has never, ever happened, ever in the history of mankind. Ever. It has never happened. It has never happened. I think Bill de Blasio would make a good president. I think Bill de Blasio, say it. Just, you know what? It's the first time in your life you have ever thought or said that. I have actually stated something that has never been stated in the history of humanity. I think Bill de Blasio would make a very good president. It's never been written. Okay? It's never been written. Maybe. Hello. So, it's never been said. Ever. Why? Why has it never been said? Why has that never been said? Because even New Yorkers don't even like him. And I don't know how he's mayor, but New Yorkers don't. Look, the whole thing was a charade. They cheated Bernie Sanders. They cheated Bernie Sanders in 2016. The DNC emails were written by Democrats, where they document the cheating of Bernie Sanders, and Debbie Wasserman Schultz was forced to resign in disgrace. They said that because Putin was so afraid of the Democrats, oh my God, he was so afraid because he wanted 80% of U.S. the remaining 80% of U.S. uranium capacity. I I have a whole bunch of NFL beanies, so I'm not really like, I'm not a hardcore Jets fan. I just like this beanie, but I'm looking at I'm looking at a wonderful message that nobody else can see. Very nice and nice message. Anyway, they cheated Bernie Sanders. They were completely mortified that their true intentions were out in the open. And because they were mortified, they fabricated this absurd narrative that was adopted and pushed by Bernie Sanders himself and the left, that Russia hacked the DNC to inform the country that Bernie Sanders was cheated, thus giving Clinton the popular vote. So when they say that Clinton defeated Bernie Sanders with a whole lot more votes in the Democratic primary, they don't ever really say that she also cheated him, and the DNC emails show that. But then they say the Russians released embarrassing emails to hurt Clinton's electoral chances, but she won the popular vote. So they don't explain how the emails that they claim are not indicative of cheating in the primary, how they swung voters in Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. Then Democrats also say, unable to explain which Facebook ads or which DNC emails actually swung voters in swing states, they say, well, Trump, he had a whole bunch of horrible people, the Tiki Torch people, and they won Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania for him. The only problem is Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania voted for Bill Clinton and President Obama. They had not voted for a Republican since the 80s. Michigan and Pennsylvania hadn't voted for a Republican since 88. Wisconsin hadn't voted for a Republican since 84. So that's only one problem there. So they're complete. The lying and deception and conniving and just absurd, underhanded, really dirty tactics actually worked. Worked like a charm. People believed them because they said, "Oh, the intelligence community." When Clinton had top secret and special access program intelligence and 2,000 plus classified emails, which, by the way, she'll have to testify now because of Judicial Watch, which is amazing. Tom Fitton is the man. They say, well, the intelligence. It's an intelligence review, and the intelligence community is just really, they're all over the place. They're all over the place, the intelligence community. They're just all over the place, You know how that intelligence community is. I mean, Madam Secretary did nothing wrong. It was yoga and convenience. Then, from that, they said, okay, look, what are we going to do? Okay, here's the plan. Put Bill de Blasio in for the one person that wants him in New York, and Kirsten Gillibrand for the 20 people that want her. And then we'll put Beto O'Rourke for all the gardeners and wonderful people who actually eat soil. I don't know. How do you eat soil? Beto O'Rourke ate soil. I don't know anyone who works with soil that actually eats it. Here you have Beto O'Rourke, who endorsed Biden, who claimed that actual dirt had medicinal powers or mythical powers. Okay, so Beto O'Rourke. Beto O'Rourke ate dirt after losing to Ted Cruz. Okay. Beto O'Rourke ate dirt with regenerative powers. Okay. Okay. Beto O'Rourke ate dirt said to have regenerative powers. Wow, that's fantastic. So, yeah, that's the Democratic Party. And so then you have a situation, ladies and gentlemen, where you have Beto O'Rourke endorsing Biden. You have Amy Klobuchar endorsing Biden. You have Amy Klobuchar endorsing. You have Pete Buttigieg, Amy Klobuchar, and Beto O'Rourke endorsing Biden tonight. Every moderate to every person to the right of Bernie Sanders within the Democratic Party is endorsing Biden, and there are many people to the left of Bernie Sanders endorsing Biden. So there you go. Biden is going to get enough delegates. They started with 20 people to give the illusion of a fair primary, because you had CNN and the Washington Post saying, "How could this be rigged? There's so many different choices." Yeah, all of them. If you get 30 cars outside your home, you buy 30 cars and none of them work, and you're like, "Oh my God, my car collection. This is just like Jay Leno's house." It's like, no, none of the cars work. And they're not collectible cars. And so then you have the issue of, aside from the 30 different candidates, you then have the issue of delegates. The whole thing is nonsense anyway. And, the delegates, super delegates. You should never have super delegates at all. But you have super delegates who will vote in round 2. Well, they're not voting in round 1, and they're not voting during the states until... Who cares? The whole thing is nonsense to begin with. The rules were made. The actual rules of the primary were made to prevent Bernie Sanders from winning. It doesn't matter if Bernie Sanders was a part of the rulemaking process. He probably doesn't care if he's cheated anyway. So there you go. So the thing is, like, you have a situation where, and then Hillary has stated how many times she wants to defeat Trump, and President Trump knows that Clinton's going to run again. He probably just doesn't want to telegraph it too much. He doesn't want to give anyone any possible, because if Clinton constantly, if Trump constantly right now goes after Madam Secretary, it humanizes, or it makes Clinton a little bit more appealing. So he probably just wants to, he's already stated before, let's do this again. And then Clinton said, don't tempt me. Hillary Clinton has stated from the moment that you heard that hilarious cable station in Chappaqua, by the way, who started the whole thing, from the day after, not even the day after, it was like 12 hours later, you heard Maggie Haberman of the New York Times saying, well, you know what, people close to Clinton, here you have, let's just look, March, Maggie Haberman, Clinton, close, door open. Okay, so here, Hillary Clinton wasn't trying to close the door on 2020 when she said she was not running. Literally the day that people, she's not running for the first time ever. We're finding out she's not running. She's not running. No, here, spoke to somebody close with Clinton in contact with her today. The day she wasn't trying, they say she wasn't trying to be emphatic and close the door on running when she spoke to a local reporter yesterday. And she was surprised by how definitively it played out. No, the cable station panned over Clinton's words and said, for the first time ever, Clinton has promised never to run again. And then everyone breathed a collective sigh of relief throughout the galaxy. And then suddenly it was, they're not asking John Kerry not to run. Yeah, because they're not petrified of him. That's the difference. They're not petrified of him. They're petrified of you. But it doesn't matter. I'm not petrified of Madam Secretary. I have more respect for Hillary Clinton than I do Bernie Sanders. At least Clinton is honest. If you're honest in what you're doing, okay, there's no doubt that Clinton's going to run. The deception and everything is just that people can't fathom that you'd have such a megalomaniac narcissist. They can't fathom that, because if they understood, they would all become me. So they're like, well, she just has a good time in the woods and walking around. What's the problem? And just stop it. She's just a Trump supporter. No, think. Use your brain for once. The person says she is extremely unlikely to run, but that she remains bothered that she's expected to close the door when, say, John Kerry isn't, because they were not petrified of John Kerry, and he also lost. And then they know that he's not running again. She has told her team she is waiting to at least to see the Mueller report. She saw the Mueller report. She's told her she wants to wait to see the impeachment. Look, everyone. And then somebody wrote, people think John Kerry should run. It's so awesome. So, that's so awesome. So, the main thing, ladies and gentlemen, is that this is a charade predicated upon the notion that Madam Secretary is a normal human being. She is, but not like you, not like me. We live every day like normal human beings. We don't have an unbridled quest for political ambition not seen since Attila the Hun. ACOR, hello! Eric H526, Luke St. Martin, hello everybody. Tomorrow is very simple. Okay, I'm going to say this a million times. Tomorrow, Biden will get just enough delegates. Let's just say this together for like 30 times over. Biden will get just enough delegates to prevent Bernie Sanders from running away with the election in the first round of voting. This way, the second round of voting, Clinton is nominated. Well, that's too convoluted here. Biden will get just enough delegates to cheat Bernie Sanders. We'll say it like that. Or no, here, Biden will get just enough delegates needed to ensure Clinton gets nominated. How's that? Biden will get just enough delegates to ensure that Clinton gets nominated. Do you realize, ladies and gentlemen, I am the only person on planet Earth who have stated for 3 years, who wrote about this in the Huffington Post, that Clinton 2020 is a reality. Get ready for 8 years of Trump. It's not just ultimate vindication. It's not just the biggest political call of all time. It's not just seeing something light years ahead of all the millions of pundits. It is making everyone on the left vote for Madam Secretary again. That is going to be absolute gold, beautiful, amazing. And it's you know what? She's running again in 2024. That is 100%. But it doesn't matter. She could be in Pelican Bay. It doesn't matter. But the hilarious thing about all of this, will be how the 2020 election takes down Twitter and Facebook. You are going to see so much. Do you remember, like, it was Ghostbusters? I think the Ghostbusters 1 or 2 with the negativity slime, and like the slime would bubble up with negativity. There will be enough negativity. If you could see that slime, just as a metaphor for Twitter and Facebook, the bubbling would take up the entire universe. It's going to be so absolutely chaotic on social media. That's why I do not have a Twitter account. I do not have a Facebook account. Okay? But you have to understand, this is what Democrats do. This is what Ghostbusters 2. Okay. Eric H526. This is what Democrats do. They just look. If you look at, okay, so if you look at Super Tuesday in 2016. Bernie Sanders. Let's see. Bernie Sanders got, he did quite well. He did quite well in delegates comparatively. In Super Tuesday in 2016, he got 1,846 delegates to 2,205 delegates. If you add up what Bloomberg, Warren, and Biden do, if it's 2,200, this is actually a really one of the few smart things I've ever said. If you add up the delegates, okay, tomorrow, and if it's the same amount of delegates that Hillary, if you add all three, Bloomberg, Biden, and Warren, and if it's around 2,200, then they will have done their job. It's not rocket science, okay? Hillary Clinton doesn't have to run. You have a couple of news stories about Biden and Bernie, and suddenly it's, oh my God, who do we have? Who do we have? Who do we have that can save us? Save us, somebody! Who do we have? John Kerry? No. John Kerry, no. Who do we have? Jimmy Carter? No, he doesn't want to run. Who do we have? Hillary Clinton. What was that noise? Are you on like 50 points ahead, you might ask? Oh my God. Really? No. Really? No. Really? No. Really? No. Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes! It's Hillary to the rescue! Da, 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 da. I'm not voting for Hillary, okay? And you're gonna be a tiki torch Russian operative. I'm gonna find out where you work. I'm gonna tell your friends and family. Okay, fine, I'll vote, fine. That's it. Takes 2 seconds. Clinton got 2,205 delegates. Bernie Sanders got 1,846 delegates. I give him credit for, even though Bernie sold his soul to Comey and to Debbie Wasserman, if you say a derogatory word about Deborah Wasserman, you'll have me to contend with. He did well. And I was the biggest Bernie Sanders booster on the internet. Angela Goodwin to my super chat. Thank you. You give me every incentive to rock these live streams. Oh, we're going to have a bunch tomorrow. Attila was ruthless, but when he became leader, he wanted peace with the Romans. The Romans broke the treaty of Attila. He wanted peace. Angela Goodwin. Yes, you are amazing. Angela Goodwin is amazing. She's a wonderful historian and just awesome. Thank you, Angela. Yes, that's true. That's true. That's right. Angela Goodwin! Thank you! Academy for Kamami Politics. Fabulous. Thank you. Fabulous. Thank you. Angela Goodwin, you are absolutely wonderful, and thank you so much. It is a pleasure. It's a pleasure to hear all the interesting revelations and historical facts. Thank you. Fabulous. Thank you. Fabulous. That name reminds me of, I have a wonderful person who watches Nunya Business. But then when I read Nunya Business gave me a super chat, I'm like, Nunya Bines! Nunya! Hello! it was really Nunya Business. But anyway, everything's going to be just fine tomorrow. If you add up Biden, Warren, and Bloomberg is going to drop out after Super Tuesday, eventually sometime after Super Tuesday. Okay. Now, it'll be Biden, Warren, and Warren's role in this is quite insidious. Really, when you think about it. Because she literally was saying the other day, yeah, we're going to stop Bernie Sanders. Everyone is going to stop Bernie Sanders. Now, I'm going to give you an unfortunate reality or secret or this is an unfortunate type of situation that Bernie Sanders is in right now. The average Bernie Sanders voter loves Bernie as a human being, or likes Bernie as a human being, or likes what Bernie Sanders is trying to do. Okay. The average, fabulous, thank you. The average Bernie Sanders voter is not me. The average Bernie Sanders voter is not the type of person who says, if you cheat Bernie, I will never vote for you again, or I will vote for Trump. The average Bernie Sanders voter, and this is very important, ladies and gentlemen, is going to vote for the Democratic nominee no matter what. The average Bernie Sanders supporter will vote for the Democratic nominee no matter what. Say that 1,000,000 times. When people say the Bernie supporters will, tear down the Democratic Party, there's a small, very small number that will say, I'm not voting Democrat. And it's probably less than 10% this year. The average, actually the vast majority, I should say, the vast majority of Bernie Sanders supporters will vote Democrat no matter what. This is why the Democratic Party does not care. This is why the Democratic Party simply does not care. If you add up, and look what Trump did on Super Tuesday. This is really interesting. Trump decimated. He got 1,448 delegates compared to 551 for Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio and John Kasich. So, and 167 for Rubio, and John Kasich got 161. He completely decimated everybody. So, it's you gotta you look at what Trump was able to do, and to a great extent, what Bernie Sanders was able to do, okay, is pretty remarkable. I give Bernie a lot of credit, because when I was writing, on his behalf in the Huffington Post and Salon, I was saying, look, this is a person who was able to do something incredible, but then he sold his soul in many ways. Has he praised Trump's peace deal? No, he hasn't. He was on Anderson Cooper tonight, and he went to Bernie. He's like, so Bernie, Trump is trying to say that you're being cheated. Is that correct? And then Bernie was like, why don't you just mind your own business? For once in your life, try to run the country, okay? And stay out of the Democratic Party. And if you're listening, Putin, are you listening, Putin, in Moscow? Okay. By the way, I didn't enjoy it that much during the honeymoon. Okay, just for the record. All right. Don't help me. This is how the Democrats. This is what they've come to. You have to yell into the microphone, so Putin will listen. It's like they've completely lost it. If you yell into the mic, Putin will be scared. It's like, are they serious? You asked for help from Putin. Putin, if you're listening, wherever you are in the known universe, we know how you like to take those cosmonaut journeys around the galaxy. I don't want your help. Do you understand? Wherever you are, I don't want your help. This is what they enjoy. They love this stuff. This is what they like. Yes. Oh my God. There are a small number of voters, Bernie voters, who will possibly vote for Trump. Less than 2016 levels. Okay. Look, I know many people. Okay, I know many people who let me know, yeah, we saw Bernie Sanders at a rally recently. How come, you should be there? And I'm like, yeah, right. That's funny. But I'm voting Trump. They know that I'm voting Trump. So, but they're okay with, I also know these are establishment Democrats, and they're okay with any Democratic nominee. You have to understand something. Twitter is not reality. They truly believe that social media is reality. They truly believe that social media is reality. There is a small group on social media. I mean, there's 300 million plus Americans. Most Americans are not on Twitter. Okay, most Americans are not on Twitter. So, only 10% of Twitter users are active anyway. Most users rarely tweet, but the most prolific 10% create 80% of tweets from U.S. adult users. There's 10% of let's just say 15% of Twitter that creates all the tweets. Okay, of the 15%, probably 7% is not even 4%, not even 3% is like hardcore progressive. Okay, and they're the ones retweeting. So, it's not reality. It is not reality. Only 22% of American adults use Twitter. Okay, 22%. 90% do not even tweet. Okay, all the time. So what does that leave? 2%? 2% of American adults make up the majority of people who tweet. 2 to 5%, something like that. So it's like the whole thing. It's not. %73% of adults are on Twitter, YouTube. So that's interesting. But you look here, and it's like, this is not. Twitter users are more likely to identify as Democrats. Do you think? This is why, like, Trump just drives them absolutely, completely nuts. Okay, just completely nuts. Because he's managed to take over that platform, and then they don't know what to do about it. They're like, no. Look, Trump has redefined politics. He's the first, 21st century politician. He's redefined politics. He has an amusing personality. I find him hilarious almost always. And there you go. Nobody can really, they try to play his game. It never works. They always lose. When they try to fabricate his quotes, it actually ends up hurting them in the long run, which they always try to do. They take everything he says out of context. Tomorrow, like I said, Hillary Clinton in 2016 had 2,205 delegates. Okay? Bernie Sanders had 1,846. If you add up Bloomberg, Warren, and Biden, and you get around 2,000 delegates, they will have done what they set out to do. It's not that difficult. It's not that difficult. Angela Goodwin! Bernie drank too much foreign wine and confused Putin with him and Haman. The next time he might throw cookies and stomp his feet too. Angela Goodwin! Angela Goodwin, thank you. Angela Goodwin, thank you. Look, the bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, is you're not talking about a meritocracy. You're talking about why did, and this is why they said, Trump said there's a quid pro quo between Klobuchar and Buttigieg and Biden. Okay. Why did every presidential candidate aside from Bernie Sanders meet with Hillary Clinton? It's not this conspiratorial nonsense to assume that maybe Madam Secretary was saying, look, I am going to consider running, if she didn't already say I'm running, and just go ahead and be part of the charade. All right? So here, Klobuchar, Biden meet with Clinton. Okay, so here. Hillary Clinton met with Biden and Klobuchar to talk 2020. Well, this is February 21st, 2019, The Hill. A couple weeks later, you have Klobuchar dropping out and Biden doing extremely well in South Carolina. And there you go. So there you go. I mean, how hard is this? If this were Trump, they always connect the dots. They connect dots that don't exist with Trump. What? A dossier? Oh, my God. No. We have to find out if it's true. Well, there's no evidence to back up any of the claims. Well, we don't. You never know. We might find evidence. We can just continue looking. But there is no evidence. It's completely made up. Well, you never know. You don't know that. I love when Democrats, I remember speaking to people like, you don't know. Like, well, yeah, there's actually no proof no evidence at all that they're even confident that Russia hacked the DNC because, they're so afraid of Clinton. These people are completely discredited. Doggy-Mon 83. Hillary's presidential run is like the soul hiding in Chucky Doll and Child's Play, and HA is like the mom yelling, "Reveal yourself." Doggy-Mon 83. Thank you. Chucky is that's a good that's old school. That's a good way of describing the Democrats. I think The Exorcist is probably the best, the scariest, most frightening horror movie. Thank you, Doggy-Mon 83. Michael Moorhead. Please, which Nate can interview about HRC email scam? Please watch Nate Kane interview about HRC. Will do. Thank you, Michael Moorhead. Thank you. It's just, like, you see people, they're debating the intricacies of a primary that is completely designed and created to prevent Bernie Sanders from winning. I mean, it's mind-boggling. You might as well fall off a cliff and then debate, where you're going to end up. I don't know. I'm trying to think of the right way of. They are discussing and debating as if Democrats would ever allow Bernie Sanders to win. They would never allow Bernie Sanders. What Bernie Sanders is trying to do is they couldn't stop Bernie's message. Whether you like Bernie's message or don't like Bernie's message, they couldn't stop Bernie's message. It does resonate. Now, whether it's feasible or not, that's another story. President Obama has stated he would intervene to prevent Bernie Sanders from becoming president. They will never let him, but his message, one would think, Biden surges higher with Klobuchar, Buttigieg endorsements. This is the Hill. It's happening, right? What did I tell you? What did I tell you? And then, did I tell you, they're all going to, and then Biden's going to drop out eventually, could be at the nomination, and then it's going to be Madam Secretary. And just like before the the Steele dossier, did you ever even think that they would blame Russia because of Facebook ads purchased? Well, get ready for this. And I'll be the only person on planet Earth who basically called this out and said, look, you're not watching. You are not watching a normal chain of events. This is public relations. I mean, this is basically, you remember like Hunger Games? There was like, or like, 1984. This is the media either tacitly or deliberately working with the DNC, probably just not working with, but being led willingly by the Democratic Party to portray a primary that is just so fair and wonderful. Notice how there is not a person on the planet who speaks about the DNC emails. Isn't that interesting? How Democrats have erased memory? Isn't that phenomenal? They have erased memory. They have erased memory. And it's unbelievable how Democrats can just simply erase historical memory. And it's kind of dangerous, too, because everything is morally relative to Democrats, and they've erased historical memory. The only thing that will change the Democratic Party is a loss again with Clinton, or another loss again with Clinton in 2024, because she's not going to stop running. And they don't have anyone currently who could stop Clinton. It would have to be somebody like Tulsi Gabbard, or it would have to be a more like a blue dog Democrat, a more conservative Democrat. Somebody like Mayor Pete Buttigieg or Tulsi Gabbard. They're different, very different, but they stand for something. Well, I don't even know what Mayor Pete stands for. He stands for being President Obama. But if you look at what's taking place, it is just a theatrical performance. That's it. And so you have Biden surges. Trump claims Democratic primary rigged against Sanders after Klobuchar Buttigieg drop out. Well, that's what Bernie should have claimed. Bernie should have claimed that, but he didn't. President Donald Trump asserted Monday that the Democratic primary is rigged against Bernie Sanders. Doesn't it? I think it's rigged against Bernie. Well, don't you love how it's Bernie Sanders? I mean, how it's Trump who actually sticks up for Bernie Sanders voters? Like, he's telling the truth. What is not truthful about what Trump said? Of course it's rigged. And then you get CNN. Well, we don't know. The Stop Bernie movement has begun. Sanderford! Careful, HA, you don't need to engage in wrong thing. If the DNC do it, then it isn't a crime. Exactly. Exactly. Sanderford, thank you. Oh my God. Look, this is why I say Bernie would have defeated Trump in 2016. You had two populist messages, one of which they didn't know, the electorate did not know that Trump would do such a good job. That's the issue there. Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania had not voted for Republicans since the 80s. Had Democrats rallied around Bernie, he could have won. It comes down to that. Whether Bernie's message is feasible or not feasible, or just or unjust, it's completely irrelevant. At that point in time, you did not know which message was feasible, and you did not know which message would pan out or would produce results. Trump has produced results. Of course, I agree. Trump has produced results. Bernie, there wasn't a Democratic House, so the fact that Democrats they don't even want Bernie's Medicare for all, or they don't want anything that Bernie stands for. So in a way, his ideas were tested out in the House of Representatives, with Democrats denying even a vote on a Medicare for all bill or abolishing ICE or Green New Deal, because the legislation, the resolution is not legislation. It's all a public relations stunt. That's all it is. That's the main issue. But anyway. Again, if you look at Super Tuesday results, ladies and gentlemen, from 2016, Hillary Clinton had 2,205 delegates. Okay, 2,205 delegates. Bernie had 1,846 delegates. If you just add, this is the most important thing I've said all night. Among all the wonderful, amazing, important things I've said tonight. All right. If you add Bloomberg, Mini Mike, Elizabeth Warren, and Joe Biden, add their totals tomorrow. If it doesn't get 2,200, if it's around 2,205, and Bernie's is still around 1,846, it will have been the same primary, just without Hillary running. Democrats are geniuses at cheating in their own primary that was designed to prevent Bernie from winning. So, there you go. He's in Grape Nuts. I defeated Grape Nuts. Biden doesn't even want to become president. Tomorrow, after he gets just enough delegates to prevent Bernie Sanders, this is hilarious. CNN has an article, Stop Bernie Movement has begun. And then within the article, it's like, of course, they're not the election's not rigged against Bernie. The title actually says Stop Bernie Movement. It literally says that. What do you mean? Let's look at what Madam Secretary is doing. Doo-doo-doo. Hillary Clinton running. Just put in running again 2020. Okay, so here. Hillary Clinton under enormous pressure to run in 2020, November 12th. January 28th, Hillary Clinton admits she feels the urge to run against Trump again. Why do you think all these feelers are coming? Why do you think all these feelers are coming out? What? It's an expression. Why would you look at me like that when I talk about feelers? Hillary Clinton. Okay, so Hillary Clinton 2020 presidential run still on my mind all the time. There you go. December 5th, Hillary Clinton is still thinking about running in 2020. So what is the problem here, people? What is and then I love PolitiFacts like, no, Clinton is not currently thinking. It's like, no, you have to speak, Clinton, speak. My God, Hillary Clinton, I certainly feel the urge to run. Hillary Clinton is reportedly saying she's considered a run. Hillary Clinton says she still feels the urge to beat Donald Trump. Clinton says she can defeat Trump again. Yes, they defeated Trump. Yeah, you're in the Oval Office. Yes. Keep thinking that. Keep thinking that. Yes. Yes. Keep thinking that. Yeah. Yeah. Whatever you say, you defeated Trump. Yeah. Oh, honey, I don't know if we defeated Trump because I'm not in the Oval Office. And once you win, I wouldn't mind being in the Oval Office one more time. One more time. To show you how much I love you. I'll just be your helper, your little helper. That's what I'm talking about. That's a good reason for my wife to run. Ladies and gentlemen, if you look at what's taking place, it's just the biggest it's just the biggest charade. Angela Goodwin! Both Trump and Putin on Bernie's side, but Bernie would rather lose than take their support, so he is in it for the tent for the summer camp. That's right. Oh, Mini Mike! You want some, Mini? Why don't you take a stepladder and you can reach my Adam's apple? Yeah, Mini Mike. You want some? You want some static? You want to go? You want to go? You want to go, Mini Mike? Yeah. I got one house in Washington, D.C. It's cold. I got one house in Burlington. I don't want to freeze my kumquats off. I need dwellings. And I got a camp, a summer camp, and just like most Vermonters, okay? Well, it's called a re-education camp. And, oh, so sorry. What tax haven? The Caymans? Where do you live? How many mansions do you have, Mini Mike? Angela Goodwin, thank you. Sandiford! I feel enormous pressure. I usually have to... Yes. Sandiford! Clinton, it's always the public relations. I have so many urges to run. No, I'm not running. Why? Next week. Run again? I'll defeat Trump again. No, I don't want to. Nobody likes Bernie. Yeah, I'll vote for Bernie. Yeah. Nobody likes him. And President Obama said he would never vote for him. Everyone's fine. Just go. It's a thing. Everything's the same thing. I'm going to tell you something. You're going to write about it. And then I will deny it. Just go along with it. The Democrats don't know what's happening anyway. The stakes are enormous. Hillary Clinton is set. Is Hillary Clinton set for a White House run? I just love how people... I can't win. I swear to God, I cannot win. Do you understand? I cannot win. When I said Clinton would lose, they said, oh, clickbait. Oh, my God. H.A. Badman, he's at it again. There's something wrong with him. She's not going to win, I said. In 2015, she's going to lose. Oh, yeah. Okay. Whatever you say. Now I'm saying Clinton is running. Okay. Well, which one is it? They loved Madam Secretary. She was omnipotent, all-knowing in 2016. Then a couple years later, they're like, she'll never run again. Why? Because you wouldn't? Because you wouldn't like to lose twice? She doesn't care. She's going to write a book. What happened yet again? This is what happened again and again and again and again. Onward together again. That's the new phrase. Onward together again. And then Bernie's going to be like, you know what, Mini Mike? Let bygones be bygones. Put it here, right here. Shake your hand. Hello, reach up, yeah. Shake hands. And I just want to let everyone know that I'm voting for Hillary Clinton. So any supporters of mine that happen to be influenced by the Putin, okay? And if you're listening, Vladimir, I do not want your help. Do you hear this? Wherever you are. I don't want your help. Do not tell us anything the Democrats are doing to cheat me. Okay? It's just I don't want your help. They don't even like Bernie for it still, They still don't like Bernie for it. Tomorrow is going to be Tomorrow's gonna happen again. Tomorrow's gonna be absolute vindication. Tomorrow's gonna be absolute vindication, and it's gonna be really, really interesting too. Now, you better believe that they're gonna spin it if Bernie doesn't run away with the delegates, which they will ensure that he doesn't, because like. He'll, let's say Bernie wins California by like 300, 400,000 votes, or whatever. I don't know if that margin would be that much, but let's say he wins California by 300,000 votes. But Biden is like, second with, a substantial amount too. They'll get like roughly the same amount of delegates. And then on Twitter, like, can you believe what happened? Can you believe what happened? Can you believe they're cheating again? Yeah, they are. Yeah, so what are you going to do about it? Well, I'm going to be really upset on social media, and I'm going to make sure that people know I'm upset. Yeah, that's really going to make things different. You're really fighting the system there. Yeah, because, all the people who, run the Democratic Party, they're looking at what your Twitter account says. Oh, my goodness. It's going to be very simple. You know how easy it's going to be. I always do this. I just always do this. I can't stop myself. Hillary's going to either run a week before, a month before, whatever, the day of the convention. They're going to nominate Hillary. And it's going to be like on social media, the progressive and then the I'm with her. And it's going to be like, it'll just be like this. It'll be like, oh my God, that shit at Bernie. No, I'm fighting the system. I'm not going to vote for Trump. I don't even like Trump. Okay. I'm not going to vote for Bernie Sanders. I'm not going to vote for Hillary. Okay. Because this is ridiculous. We need the end of this. We need to end this. This is ridiculous. I mean, is it every 4 years you're going to run? I mean, come on. You're not going to vote for Hillary? Is that what I heard you say? Yeah, who are you? I don't even know who you are, man. I'm some person you don't even know. You're not going to vote for Clinton? Why don't you just go send a thank you card to How much are the Russians paying you? Huh? Where do you work? How much are the Russians paying you? I am going to let Twitter know what you're up to. If you don't vote for Hillary, you're a Trump supporter. Where's your MAGA hat? Where's your Russia, Putin, Russia, tiki torch? You're everything bad. Okay, man. Fine. I'll vote for Hillary. Just chill out and stay out of my work, man. You've lost it, man. This is exactly why Trump won, because of people like you. No, it's because of people like you, Bernie supporters. Why don't you just... You know what you can do? You can thank Bolsheviks Bernie after we get the presidency back. Until then, just do what we say. Okay, man, whatever. Just leave me alone. Florida Man Bear! Thank you. Florida Man Bear, thank you. Yes. Florida Man Bear, thank you so very much. Thank you, Florida Man Bear, thank you. It's just, it's so many ways to just get people. Then there's that's just the average I'm with her, but then there's the, this is ridiculous, okay? I don't want to even, I can't do this again. No, if Hillary takes the nomination, honestly, let Trump win. Oh, so you are a Trumper. Okay, because you didn't say you were a Trumper. You said you were a Bernie supporter. Okay, so you're Tiki Torch Trumper. Did you know that Russia interfered in the election? So who was paying you? Are Russian agents paying you? 13 of them, 15 of them, 16 of them were indicted. Okay, are you related to any of them? Do you know any of them? Maybe you're a Russian agent. Okay? No. I want to know what's your profile. It has a rose icon. What's your real name? No, maybe we should find out your real name. We should find out where you work. Huh? Maybe we should find out where you work, and then, because you obviously want Trump to win. Maybe you're a Trumper. Maybe everyone should know that you wear a MAGA hat on the weekend. Maybe everyone should know. Why don't you just put Make America Great Again on your Twitter profile, huh? Because Russia hacked the DNC to inform the country that your person was whatever. Okay? No. You're going to vote for Clinton again. It's the centennial. 100 years ago, why don't you look at the history book, Bernie bro? Okay? Women have a right to vote. So your candidate isn't the best candidate to celebrate that, okay? So you're going to vote, or we'll find out where you work, and you'll get fired, and you won't have food to support the breadline Bernie that you want. Oh my God, you've lost it, okay? Fine. Angela Goodwin! Trump shall pardon Assange, yeah. And that would be the end of the circus. I want him to. I would like to see Bernie's reaction. Anything that Bernie, you know what, Angela Goodwin, anything that happens, it's just, anything that happens, it's like, anything that happens, Bernie will not say anything. FRM Brooklyn, HA homie, you need to do these broadcasts live. 1 drink minimum plus a cover, because this stuff is a joke already, but you bring it to life. Thank you so very much. JGFRM Brooklyn, thank you for always watching. Hope all is well. Thank you. Greatly appreciated. Yeah, it's the type of thing, ladies and gentlemen, where it's really interesting that they take it so seriously. And at the end of the day, it's all it is political theater. It really is just political theater. JGFR in Brooklyn, thank you so very, very much. Thank you. Very kind of you. So, yeah, it's just political theater. It's tomorrow's not going to be fun. It's not going to be fun for Bernie. What? But he got 400,000 more votes in New York and California. No. Just relax. Don't worry about it. Ladies and gentlemen, God bless. Thank you to my super chat. Thank you so very much. Ladies and gentlemen, I will see you tomorrow. To my super chat, thank you. Remember, if they get combined around 2,205 delegates, it's all good. They will have achieved their goal. That's exactly the number of delegates that Hillary Clinton got. If Bloomberg, Warren, and Biden get the same amount of delegates, then there you go. That's all they need. Give me your thoughts below. Hillary Clinton is going to be the nominee, and it's going to happen. Thank you so much. If you want to support my voice long term, everybody, my Patreon is below. Thank you, and I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow's a big day, everybody. See you tomorrow.